ask you something. Did you ever find yourself going into the kitchen or opening your drawer to go grab some chocolate, maybe some chips or some candy after a stressful Zoom call, after a team meeting, or even at the end of your workday? Here's the thing. Did you know that that little quick fix that you're seeking is actually a big thing that's holding you back in your business right now? If you want to know more, stay tuned. Very often, emotional eating and stress eating has nothing to do with food. Yes, we need to make sure first, and that I do with all my clients, that you're eating properly for your body, optimizing your nutrition, your movement, and your self care as well for your body. But very often, when we're turning to food, again, it's called stress eating and emotional eating. There is a stress factor and emotional factor behind it. This is why it's not a lack of willpower or discipline or control if you're going for that chocolate. So we need to get that guilt out of the way. There's actually a subconscious loop that is happening. The subconscious loop is I'm feeling this emotion, I'm feeling the stress. I don't know how to handle it. I need to calm that fire, calm that anxiety as soon as I can. And in the past, we learned probably eating food to calm you down to kind of keep going. It's kind of like self-medicating, self-soothing. So when you're looking at food as a way to regulate your emotions, your anxiety, your overwhelm, your pressure, this is why shifting from focusing on the food, but focusing on what's happening in the day is the key to help you break free from that coping mechanism. And I'm not saying that turning to food once in a while is a problem. No, I still have a drawer full of chocolate. I have my Nutella. Sometimes I feel like having it, I will have it. But if it is the only coping mechanism that you have beyond the weight gain because you're eating when you're not hungry, think about this. If every time that you're eating when you're not hungry, you're putting that food in your body, you're actually taking energy away from your focus and putting that energy in your digestion. This is why there's going to be a lack of performance and lack of focus as well. But as well, when you're looking at that, if you're eating when you're not hungry, there's body discomfort. You might be feeling bloated. And when you're feeling bloated, you don't feel confident, you're not able to show up maybe on video, and it makes you doubt everything that you're doing. And then this is the worst part. By the end of the day, you have that food guilt. It's like, I want to feel healthier. I want to feel more confident. Why can't I shake this habit? I ate all this food. I am not feeling good in my body. So your brain, instead of thinking creatively, instead of like focusing on your vision, your goals, you're going in that like food guilt. You're feeling so guilty of everything. And that is really a negative energy weighing you down. And again, emotional eating, if you're feeling so guilty about the food, what's going to happen? You're going to be like, might as well let me eat some more and I'll start again tomorrow. And emotional eating and stress eating, it's not only about the weight and the health. It actually impacts your leadership, it impacts your visibility, and it impacts your confidence. So if you have a lot of things you want to create, you're so ambitious, you have all these amazing creative ideas, emotional eating is holding you back because of everything I mentioned, lack of focus, lack of performance, and as well, you're disconnected from your intuition. When you're eating, when you're not hungry, you're not actually fine-tuning your senses to know what your body is telling you. Your body is telling you it's stress. Your body is telling you it's emotional. But then what you do, you stuff it down with food. You're nullifying your body speaking to you. It's speaking to you every single day. So if you're not actually able to take the time to listen to your body when it's hungry, when it's full, when it's stressed, when it's anxious, and doing things properly in a more healthy and aligned way, it's going to be very hard to tune into all your other intuitive little nudges and signals, because as soon as you feel something in your body, stuff it with food down. As soon as there's anxiety, nullify it with food. So if you want to tune in better to your intuition and have better alignment in your business and in your choices, we need to take care of your emotional eating and your stress eating. It is vital. And again, I know you've done it, the diet, the detox, the sugar-free, all these are like surface level. That doesn't take care of the emotion. It just gets that food away. And it's like a child. You know, when a child has that favorite toy and you take it away and it starts like going into like a frantic, doing the bacon on the floor, that's what you're doing to your system. The aim is not to take out the food and like tough it out. It does not work. We humans need ways to cope with our stress. So before you take that food out, you need to actually find different activities, different ways to tune in and decompress with that anxiety. You need to calm your nervous system and not stress it out by taking out all these foods that help you self-soothe. I actually have a 3-step framework to help you start on this journey. So of course, number one, you do have to make sure you're eating properly for your body, for your system. If your body is starving, you cannot do this work. And I dive more into that inside my book, Reconnect, where I share my Revive and Thrive system in terms of resetting, rewiring, and reigniting your confidence. If you don't know more about that, just check the link right below to grab your copy. So once you know what your body needs to eat, once you're optimal, once your blood sugar is stable, you took care of your inflammation, you're taking care of your hormonal fluctuations, once the body is calm, then you can actually tackle the emotional eating, the stress eating. So number one, once you did the reset, now we're starting the rewire. You want to pause when you have that craving. So let's say you just finished a Zoom call or a team meeting and you're like anxious. Take time to name the emotion. Not, oh my God, I'm going to go for the food. Name the emotion, because awareness is actually the first and most important thing to know. Number two, you want to regulate your nervous system. So instead of saying, I'm not going to eat, I'm going to tough it out. Remember, when you have a coping mechanism, you want to shift it, you need to add something else. Breath work, journaling, taking a walk, doing something else, not just like toughing it out and just moving on. Because I'm sure you tried that, and guess what happens? You're still going to end up turning to food, and even more, because by then the anxiety has gone so up that you need so much more food to calm you down. And then number three, this is a journey. So you need to reframe and not shame yourself, which means if you're taking that awareness moment and if you're taking that activity and you still go for the food, it is okay. If you've had this habit for so many years, we're not going to be able to break it overnight. And I dive more into that inside my rewiring chapter in my book. When you take the time to still do that work and being consistent, then you'll be able to shift and understand what new coping mechanism will be healthy for you to calm your nervous system. And maybe you don't need to just do something there. Maybe there's other things you need to look at in your day, because it is a whole day package. It's not looking at what happened here now. We are humans that remember a lot of stuff and we integrate a lot of things. We might not be able to name it. So that's why naming the emotion, bring another activity, and then if ever you end up eating the food, eat it, but keep doing this exercise as often as you can. The key in doing this work is understanding how to gain control over what's going on in your day. And gaining control is not restricting. It's actually understanding how to best be optimal for your system. So resetting it, feeding it properly, but as well understanding what are the tips and tricks that will help you decompress and calm from your stress and your anxiety. Because when you're able to stop outsourcing your calm to the cookies, you actually start reclaiming your power. And again, you might sometimes have that cookie, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But you don't want it to be your only thing to go to. And this is when my clients feel the difference. They feel like regulated. They feel like they're aware and they know what to do and they have an action plan. Because when you have an action plan, you feel so powerful. And what happens with that clarity of understanding your emotional eating and your stress eating, it creates all this clarity around your business, around your life, around your relationships. Because when you let go of this like heaviness of the food guilt because of your stress eating, it opens up so many doors to actually think about other things and keep moving forward in your life. And if I would leave you with one saying today, it's emotional mastery equals leadership mastery. You can learn a lot from your emotional eating and your cravings and your stress eating. There's something there to tap into. And seeing it as a learning experience to move forward is actually going to help create some breakthroughs in your personal life and as well in your business. When you're able to calm your nervous system, and not always be in a fight or flight or freeze mode, you're able to see things clearer. You'll actually be able to make decisions in a clearer way, in a more empowered way, and not in an anxious stress, like all or nothing, do or die kind of energy. And even though you might be doing some amazing things in your business, in your life, this emotional eating and stress eating is holding you back. Because again, emotional mastery equals leadership mastery. If what I shared with you today resonates, make sure to follow and subscribe. If you want to know a little bit more of how we can work together, I invite you to DM me Rewire over on Instagram or LinkedIn. Or you can even have two gifts right below. Number one, there's a free 15-minute assessment call. So this is not a coaching call, but in 15 minutes, I can help you see your blind spots. I can help you see what is actually holding you back from maybe being at your optimal health, holding you back in your business, holding you back in your relationships, because the way you are with food tells a lot of how you are in your day-to-day actions. And if you're curious, you can as well grab my book, Reconnect. It's available over on Amazon, but as well, I have a special gift over on the page listed right below to access it as well. And again, if this message resonates with you and you think somebody would benefit, send it to them, share it with them. The more we can share the hidden changes that we need to do to actually improve our life, the better that we can be as a society, because if we rise together, we thrive together. So on that note, I hope you enjoyed today's episode and training. Dina Mayer be here, and I'll catch you in the next episode.